video for us. We appreciated that. And I would just like you to just tell us about, how did you go about getting these churches started in Madrid and the other place just outside of Barcelona? How did you make contacts with people?
Thank you so much for inviting us to your meeting. I'm gonna tell you that everything starts with relationship, where we don't know anybody there, so we start meeting people outside and in the street, getting them to trust in us first, and then step by step, we start to talking about Jesus. That was how we start.
Yes, Spain, mostly Madrid, is a very secular culture. People, they don't want to hear about God. I think something similar like in Canada, is happening. People, they just put God in the last place in their lives, and takes time for them to realize that they can find something good in God, because Spain had been a country that had been very hurtful by the religion, by the Catholic religion, and they don't trust, the church. They don't trust the leaders of the church. So going there is more a relational work, inviting them, sharing with them about our lives, our testimony. So takes time, but nothing is impossible for that. So it starts with the relationships.
So where do you meet, in your home, or do you meet in a public place? How did you people, after you told them who you were and developed a relationship with them?
Yeah. Okay. Yes and yes. We are meeting in our house and in a public place. In Madrid, we have a house that is a townhouse. So we have a big space in the basement, and we have our worship time in the basement in our house. But then after each service, in the second floor, we have the living room, where we have the kitchen and table and everything, and then we go there and we share food. So we have lunch together with them. So first we do the service, we just worship and preach, and then we go and eat together. So this is the way that we have been developing the relationships in Madrid, in our house. But in the church in Olot by Barcelona, we have a space that we are renting. It's a small space, but it's very good located, have a great exposure to the community. We are renting this for our services. But anyways, after the service, everybody go to pastor's house and have lunch together. So it's very important to combine the worship experience with the relationships, eating. The pastors in Olot, they are great pastors. We met them in the first year that we were there, and they were looking to start a church, and we come together and we start together this first church. So as I mentioned before, we have the goal to plant churches in different cities. So we saw the opportunity, and then we start to work with them, and now we got 2 congregations at this point. Yeah.
Great. Now, are you able to use any type of public media, Facebook or Zoom or anything, to get the word out, or is it mostly by individuals sharing?
It's more individual. It's not, I was checking with some other pastors that they have been in Spain for a long time, and they told to me that it's not a good thing to share openly in the social media, because actually the government in Spain, they don't like the evangelical church. So it's better to keep like quiet, in the social media. Sometimes we publish something, but not too much. But it's more in this personal, relational, yeah.
Now, are most of the people that you would reach, would they have had some kind of Catholic background, or who are you reaching, or are they people who have never been involved with any kind of church?
Yes, we have some they grow in the Catholic, but right now in Spain, people like my husband say they don't want to hear about God because their past the Catholic Church was very aggressive with them.
It was a government church, so they try to impose everything. People don't like when the government impose things, so this is why reject the term of church. We use more words like community, family, group, more than church, because when they hear church, they this is not for me. Yeah, but we are getting there, step by step.
So do you get much resistance from people?
Yes.
In what way?
They don't want to be identified in the culture like they are Christians, So it's not a good thing to be a Christian.
How important is your music in the development of the church?
It's very important. Yeah, Spaniards, they are very musical. They love the music, and we had the experience before the pandemic. We were able to meet some Sundays in one restaurant by our house. That was a restaurant that we were developing the relationship with the owner for a long time as we get there, and then he opened his restaurant if we want to meet Sundays.
Wow.
He's not a Christian yet, he's not a member of our group, but he saw what we are doing. We talked to him a lot about our work, like planting churches, and he was like very helpful to us. We have a great relationship with his family at this point, and they offer the restaurant. You want to meet here, you can meet here Sunday, which was a great opportunity. But when you mentioned the music, I was thinking about this because the thing that have more impact in them was our music. When we start to worship and do the music, they love it. So yeah, it's very important.
Well, that's how the movement kind of started. Music was very important, and especially
Yes.
some of the early churches that were started in the movement.
Yes.
So it's great. So Carmen, do you sing as well?
Of course.
Yes, I sing with him. Yes, I am not a musician, but I like to worship God.
Yes, good. Have you been able to include other people to kind of back you up with drums and that type of thing, or
yeah,
is that too early in the process?
Sí, tenemos una caja.
Yeah, we have I don't know how to call that. This is a box, a written box.
Oh, okay.
It's something that is very for acoustic music. And then we have a guitar.
We have a young man to play.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the worship is very acoustic, not too many, electronic instruments. It's more acoustic. This is the style that the Spaniards like. So, yeah.
Maybe I'll finish with one last question, and that is how you came to faith. With the backgrounds that you have, who was able to reach you to get you even thinking in new directions? Both of you with the backgrounds that you have. It's just a miracle, really.
Yeah, that was
God.
It was 30 years ago. We came to the States, to United States, to live in United States. And our neighbor, next door neighbor was a pastor. And he was a Cuban pastor. He was starting a Hispanic congregation, Church of God congregation in Miami. Just starting, they have 8-9 people in this congregation. And so we had a daughter, our oldest daughter, the one who is translating in the song in the convention. Maggie is her name. So she was contemporary with children of the pastor.
Oh,
And the children, they invite her to their Christmas drama
mhm.
because it was close to Christmas time in the church. So then Maggie took us to the church, and this is the way that we came to the first time to the church. But when we came to the church, we didn't have any knowledge about the church. So we were like lost, very lost.
That was our first time in Christian church.
Yeah.
Mm.
And took us like maybe 2-3 months going there to realize, oh, this is something for us.
Hmm.
And so one day we decided to go together to the altar and receive Christ together. So God started to change our life. And we were in this church for 10 years, growing in faith, knowing the church. So we received then the call to go and plant churches, and we were planting churches in Florida. So this is like our history in 3 minutes.
Yes. Oh, what a wonderful, wonderful testimony. And Fairview Church, we have the opportunity of supporting them. And Pastor Daniel is going to, again, show this is the website you can go to. This is our Church of God website. And when you go to that website, you'll see something that just says give, and just click on that. And then you can put in your information to give to their ministry. And so we just are delighted that you were able to be with us. Thanks for sharing the message. And thank you for this opportunity to just chat with you, and that you're live with us. And I know you're in Miami, I guess.
Yeah.
In
Orlando. In Florida. We are in Orlando, Florida.
Orlando,
now.
okay.
Yeah.
And heading out this week back to
Yes.
Spain.
Yes. Wednesday we're gonna fly from Miami to Madrid.
Okay.
Back to Spain.
Well, Pastor Daniel is going to offer a prayer, and we're going to be in agreement with him as he prays for you and your ministry. And let's be in agreement with him as he prays for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you very much.
And just before I pray, just a reminder, if you want to support the DeFranciscos, the link is in the chat box that you can click on there and go directly to the Church of God in the United States website, where you can contribute financially to this very important mission that they are on and embarking again. And so let's lift them up in prayer right now. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again, Lord, for your call, Lord, the call to serve you, Lord, the call to go and take your word, Lord, all over the world. You